I'm going to show you exactly how to keep a guy interested in your relationship. The best part? If you follow these tips to a T, not only will you be happier within yourself, but your man will be totally in love with you, too. We've got a lot to cover, so let's begin. Tip number 1, love yourself. Is that cliché? Sure. But if you don't do it, you can't expect anyone else to. We all have a need to love and be loved. Developing our capacity to love ourselves serves as a training ground for loving other people. If you can't love yourself, you don't believe that you are worthy of others' love. And if you don't believe you're worthy of others' love, you'll struggle to build a healthy, long-term relationship. Are you perhaps now thinking that you're still just dating, and it's way too soon to be thinking about love? This isn't about being in love, it's about laying the foundations for love a little further down the line. It's about making sure that you're lovable and demonstrating to your guy that you're worthy of his continuing interest. Think back to your very first forays into the world of relationships as a teen. Maybe you were nervous and unsure of yourself. You were probably still figuring out your identity and your place in the world. While some lucky people manage to successfully forge a long-lasting relationship in their early years, most of us just haven't learned to love ourselves enough at that young age to be able to do it. As we grow, we learn to love ourselves. Or at least, that's the theory. But it can be difficult to do, even for the most confident. We're socialized to think that loving ourselves is arrogant and unappealing, but in fact, it's the opposite. Show your man you love and care about yourself, and you'll be giving him a roadmap to loving you. If you can love yourself successfully, you'll survive anything, even a long-distance relationship. Top tip. Loving yourself can be really hard, because, like everyone else, you're not perfect. Acknowledge that you have faults and that everyone does. Work on changing these, but don't beat yourself about them. Accept yourself and others will too. Tip number 2, stay interesting and interested. In those early days of dating, you might have spent time trying to think up new and ever more interesting things to do together. When the initial few dates are over and you're thinking it might be going somewhere, take care not to slip into doing the same old every time you meet. Doing the same things all the time, that leads to complacency. If you can avoid that complacency trap, this stage is the most exciting part of getting to know someone. The early dates are over, you're starting to develop a real connection and be comfortable in each other's company, but there's still so much to learn and do together. In other words, don't just watch movies and eat pizza every time you see each other. Keep his interest by staying interesting. Suggest new things to do together. Find places to go neither of you has ever been. Start getting out of your comfort zone together. Keeping it interesting isn't just about what you do on dates. It's about what happens when you stay up late talking about your hopes and dreams. What have you both always wanted to do? Look for the common ground and find the places you connect and intersect. Talk about things you love doing, and the things he loves that you want to know more about. If you want to be charming, be interested to be interesting. If you've always wanted to go skiing, and you know he's been, ask him about that. Ask him about the things you know he's passionate about, and wait to see his eyes light up when he tells you about them. Give him the chance to ask you about what you love to do. There's nothing sexier than passion. Top tip. This is a great time to start making a few plans together, however small. You're getting past the stage of just working date to date. It's time to keep things interesting by giving yourselves something to look forward to. Tip number 3, don't be nice and you'll keep a guy interested. Being nice sounds like a no-brainer, right? But spend too much time trying to be nice and you risk being the opposite. In those early days where you're spending a lot of emotional energy getting to know someone, you can end up feeling a bit wrung out and all over the place. You feel like you're constantly thinking about how to react and what impression you're giving. You're trying to be nice and make a good impression, but you end up putting him off because you're overthinking everything, and it shows. If you think it doesn't, you're wrong. Stop doing this. By trying to be nice all the time, you're not being yourself. No one is constantly nice and undemanding. Sometimes, everyone is a bit ratty after a hard day of work, or a bit upset about a family argument, or whatever. It's okay to not be totally okay all of the time. This doesn't mean you should be deliberately treating him mean, either. Both being excessively nice and overly mean is game playing. Neither of them will help you build those all-important relationship foundations that you should be building right now. The big problem with being nice is that it means you're constantly trying to live up to an image of the person you think he wants you to be, whether or not that's who you really are. And that is totally counterproductive because it means you're building those foundations on shaky ground. Stop being nice, focus on being real. Send him a good morning message if you feel it at the time. If not, then don't do it just to impress him. Top tip. Maybe he's putting up a nice front just as much as you are. Guys get nervous too and anxious to make a good impression. If he never seems down or grumpy in the slightest, you're not getting all of him yet. Encourage him to relax with you so you can get to know him properly. For that, I have a very specific recommendation. Click the link in the description and I will show you how to amaze a man and pull him closer to you like never before. Discover something every man is secretly obsessed with. It's something he craves. More than love. More than money. Even more than sex. This one secret obsession holds the key to winning a man's love, attention, and total devotion for life, but not one woman in 1,000 even knows it exists. And those that do, almost never share it with another soul. Please subscribe to our channel. Like the video. And share with your friends. Thank you for watching. Bye.